I love the Ice type. It's too bad Pokemon seems to hate it though. In most of the games, you can't get them until the late game. They're the worst type defensively, and while an attacking type, they are pretty good. In most cases, a Water type with coverage Ice move is better than an Ice type with a stab move. But you know what? To hell with all that. I'm gonna play Pokemon Y, and I'll only use Ice types. And the best part is, I only get to have 2 Ice type Pokemon for the Rock and Fighting type gyms. Anyway, let's get this shit started. I know what you're wondering. Who's gonna be the first Pokemon that's ever so challenging challenge? I don't know why I said it like that. If it wasn't obvious, it was Snover. It's almost like Obama was on the cover of the thumbnail. Now, what should I call her? Fuck it, I'll call you Alaska, why not? And now it's time to show Shauna getting her ass kicked in the first fight again. I hope you enjoyed this iteration of this program. And nothing of importance happens from that Shauna fighting this first gym fight. It's time to face Viola. First up is Surskit, and like always, Surskit goes down without much of a hassle. Next up is Vivian, and just like Surskit, it goes down easy to 2 icy wins. I gotta be honest, that gym fight went a lot better than I thought. I thought it was gonna be way harder. I mean, I did super train my Snover before this, but no, you don't know anything about that. Anyway, first gym badge, and now I think it's the fight with Sycamore. Yeah, it's Sycamore fight. So, the Sycamore fight. It was a sweep, but man was it a weird one. Bulbasaur, easy, one shot by Ice Wind, who saw that coming? And next up was his Charmander. This thing knows Ember, which is 4 times super effective, but the man spams Smokescreen and Scratch while taking down like 5 icy winds. This guy's a fucking idiot. Then last up is Squirtle. After missing a couple times thanks to the Smokescreen, taking down 2 Razor Leafs. And now the Fat Man wants to battle me. And now that that's over, we can get to the most important part of the challenge. Like, literally, what I'm about to do next might save this run from being a complete failure. So here's my master plan to save this run, or at least make it to where I hopefully not need to overlevel to beat the next 2 gyms. First up, I catch a male Hoppip. And then I grind the Hoppip to level 22 to learn Leech Seed. Then I take that Hoppip and put him and my Snover in the daycare. They make an egg, and that egg hatches into my real Snover. This Snover has this egg move Leech Seed. And Bullet Seed too, which I wasn't going for, but you know what? A welcome addition. And yes, I breed for egg moves in my challenges. Look, it's either this or I overlevel all my Pokemon. This way is more fun. And a new and improved Snover makes its debut battle by completely decimating the Fat Man's Corphish, and then the redheaded nerds Pikachu and Flabébé. I know what you're thinking, it's just Tyranitar, not that impressive, but hey, a victory is a victory. Alright, enough of that bullshit, let's finally get our next team member now. But saving the scientist from Team Flare, he will give us the Sail Fossil, which takes back to the lab and revive into an Amora. And yes, this is also picking this runs where I'm actually using Amora. And this is it. This is our team for the next 2 gyms. Oh boy. Alright, so now fight one of the boss fights I feared. The gym leader fight against Grant, the rock type gym leader. He leads with his own Amora, I lead with Alaska the Snover. He goes for Thunder Wave, I hit a Bullet Seed, getting 2 hits. Next turn, I'm paralyzed, Grant goes for an Aurora Beam. Next turn, I'm taking another Aurora Beam. I take it out with another Bullet Seed, this time hitting 3 times. Last up is his ace, Tyrant. He goes for a bite, and I hit a Leechy. Next turn, Alaska goes down, and I send in Little, the Amora. Immediately, he gets flinched by a Stomp. But the next turn, after a bite, I finished off the Tiny Dagger with 1 Aurora Beam, and that was Grant. I gotta admit, that went a lot better than I thought it was going to. Granted, it's because he didn't go for Rock Tomb as much as he should have. I heard that his AI is built to, like, he can get the speed advantage to go for Rock Tomb, or if he sees a KO to go for Rock Tomb, but that's it. But you know what? Fuck it. I'll take it. This gym's supposed to be one of the harder ones. I did it pretty easily. And now, it only gets worse from here. Alright, here it is. The 2 Lucario Karina fight. The fight I feared, but I had a strategy, and also, serious questions about the AI after this. So, I lead with Alaska, she leads with the first Lucario. I go for Leechy, she goes for Swords Dance. Scary, right? But here's the weird part. She starts going for moves like Metal Sound and Faint instead of Power Up Punch on Alaska, so thanks to that, I'm able to whittle her down with Icy Wind, Hail, and Leech Seed damage. Then comes out her second Lucario, she goes for Metal Sound, I hit with the Leech Seed, but then the Hail buzz off. I swap to Little, who takes a Power Up Punch, and surprisingly, she lives, despite it being 4 times super effective. Then it dies to the next one, which is fine. Little was supposed to be a sack off. Then it's an Alaska back out, get the Hail back, and just like our first Lucario, I bet you took it out with Icy Winds, Leech Seed, and Hail damage. I don't know what's up with the AI, but if she ever went for Power Up Punch there, I was not winning. It was going to be a snowball chance and hell I would have won. But hey, a win is a win. And some serious questions about the AI stupidity. Oh my god. Nope. And now it's time to fight Serena for the Megaran, which will actually be useful in this challenge later on. First up is her Meowstic. I lead with Alaska, she goes for Disarming Voice, I go for Leech Seed. I then swap to Little, she sets up a light screen. But here's the thing, Little's holding the Eevee Light, so I take this opportunity to set up a couple Rock Polishes and a Miss while healing up any damage does me thanks to the Leech Seed. After that, I take out her Meowstic with a Round that's boosted by Refrigerate. Then Light Screen ends, it's perfect timing, out comes her Breaks, which I can easily take out on 2 Ancient Powers. Last up is her Absol. 2 rounds, take it out. You wanna know something insane? Refrigerate boosts the power normal type moves from the ice, but then that gets affected by stab. So doing the math, Round's a 108 base power move on Amora this early on. That is stronger than Ice Beam and only barely weaker than Blizzard with no drawbacks. Anyway, enough of that. It's time to do the Karina gym fight. Oh boy. Well, here we are. Potentially the hardest fight in the run, the Karina gym fight. But thankfully, she leaves with me and Fu. Even with Power Up Punch, it can barely do any damage to Alaska. So I can eventually get out with a couple icy ones that she heals. Next up is her ace, Hawlucha. She goes for Flying Press and immediately kills Alaska. But that was part of my plan, because now I can get a free switch to Little's holding the Quick Claw. The Quick Claw pops, I can one-shot the Hawlucha with the round, and last up's her Machoke. And since the Quick Claw popped on Hawlucha, I'm at full to take a Power-Up Punch from it, which allows me to two-shot the Machoke with round. Just like that, we beat the Fighting-type gym leader with Ice types. Honestly, that went a hell of a lot better than I thought it was going to. Granted, I didn't rely on luck with the Quick Claw, but still, I'm surprised Amora was able to tank a Power-Up Punch without an Eviolite. So yeah, the third badge is down, and I can get my next team member, and it's going to be a good one. And it's going to be Shelter. I know what you're thinking. Why not get Lapras? It's a way better Water Ice type than Cloyster. Well, yeah, normally it is, but all I'm saying is, Skill Link, Icicle Spear, go brr. Now, what to name you? Yeah, I think this fits. And it's already evolving, because I have a Water Stone. I can't recall when I last saw one of these. It's been like 24 years, I think. And Naughty immediately proves a place on the team by absolutely decimating Serena. First up's her Meowstic. After one round of Icicle Spears, an Ice Shard takes it out. Next up's her Absol. One of our Icicle Spears does that in. This is why I went for Skill Link, y'all. It's amazing. And last up's her Breaks, and Razor Shell can one-shot it. Why can't this thing on Razor Shell? I got no idea, but you know what? I'm not complaining. It was a sweep. And speaking of sweeps, the Grass-type gym leader, Ramos, first up's his Jump Off, and Ice Shard from Naughty one-shots it. Next up is Weeping Bell, and 2 hits of Icicle Spear kills it. And last up's his Ace Go-Go, and 5 hits of Icicle Spear take it out. We sweep the Grass-type gym leader. Who saw that coming? And the answer is everyone saw that coming, but you know what? I'll take it. The game threw me a bone after 2 difficult boss fights, practically back-to-back. And just like that, I got the badge, and now... the Electric-type gym leader, I think. Yeah, because Team Fighter's a match of Lysander. So yeah, I'll see y'all at Clement. Alright, gym battle with Clement. First up is Emolga, lead with Naughty, and surprisingly, Naughty can outspeed his Emolga to get out 2 hits of Icicle Spear. Next up is Magton. I go for a Race Cell, just get some damage on it, plus I get a defense drop, but Naughty gets fried by a Thunderbolt and drops dead. I send in Little, who thanks to an Eviolite can take a Mirror Shot and finish Magton off with a Bulldoze, and last up is Ace Healisk. He finishes Little with a Thunderbolt, and I send in my last Pokemon, Alaska. But here's the thing, look at Healisk's moveset here. You can't do shit to Alaska, so I up a Leech Seed and I eventually whittle it down to where I can finish Healisk off with a Wood Hammer. That was a surprisingly challenging fight, but also really fun. Did not expect the fight to be that close like that, but you know what? It was really fun. 5th gym badge down, and now, Serena fight. And she has a fully evolved Delphox now. Oy vey. Yeah, I don't know why I was worried. I forgot. Cloyster's OP. First up's for Meowstic, and well, Naughty's Icicle Spear with 5 hits takes it out. Next up's Absol, same thing. 5 hits of Icicle Spear takes it out. And last up's her Delphox, and Razor Cell one-shots that thing. I always knew Skill Link Cloyster was good, but Jesus Christ, this is before Shell Smash. Oh my god, I'm not sure OP is gonna be when we get Shell Smash. And now we can finally get some evolutions. First up is Little. Such a beautiful Pokemon, but so many goddamn weaknesses. And now Alaska's evolving, and since I waited 1 level, it learned Blizzard early. Strategies, y'all. The big, bad, abominable snowman. Also has a lot of weaknesses, but hey, more manageable than Aurorus. And now we're playing the next gym leader, Valerie. First up's her Mawile, lead with Naughty, 2 hits of Shells, take it out. Next up is her Mr. Mime, 5 hits of Icicle Spear, take it out. And last up is her ace, Sylveon. Go for Icicle Spear, bring it to Yellow. She goes for Dazzling Gleam, and Naughty barely hangs on. I mean, barely hangs on. So another round of Icicle Spears. You know, I have a dinosaur in the Abominable Snowman, but the Pokemon looks like a pussy's my most dangerous one. I know what you're thinking. How would you know? You've never seen one in your life. But anyway, now that we get this next gym badge, you know what that means? We can finally get more team members throughout the rest of our team. Fucking finally. Well, for you guys, it'll be a second. For me, it's gonna be probably an hour, because I have to do a bunch of other bullshit first. But you know what? That's my problem. Okay, after way too long, with our next encounter, Rodom, who can only appear on Tuesdays in trash cans. Why? I don't know. I know you were an easy capture. I think this is the first time I ever did this, like I said. Tuesday in a trash can in an area completely missable. I've never done this before. I will call you Anal, because that's how you are to get. Very anal. And I can take Anal to Professor Sycamore's lab, make him a refrigerator. A refrigerator. Would you look at that? A bunch of shit. I mean, Smoochum. Smoochum's our next team member. I know what you're wondering. Why not Jinx? Well, Smoochum actually learned Psychic, unlike Jinx for some reason. And I caught it. Now, what female celebrity do I insultingly name you after? I was gonna name you Chappelle, but honestly, you deserve more than that. I will call you Violation, because you're a walking HR1. And the final team member is gonna be a Bergmite. A Pokemon I don't think I ever used before. And just like that, our final team member. And your name will be Titan. And Bergmite's already evolving. I honestly thought this thing evolved like at level 50. And now, I have a coffee table that can't hold coffee. God, I'm horrible at ad-libbing. You know, this cavern's awesome. I get the last half of my team, and I get the Mega Snow for Abomasnow. I love this place. And unfortunately, I'm now done with this place. Oh, thank God you're finally evolving. You know, I don't know if it's a blessing or a curse that we never got a Jinx evolution, that we got a Magmar and Electabuzz. Like, imagine what they would do. And despite getting a whole lot of new and powerful Pokemon now, Naughty once again takes a sweep, this time against Serena and Star City. First up is her Meowstic. I go for Shell Smash, which I got from the movie learner. She goes for Psychic, leaving me at 2 HP. And then I sweep through her whole team. First up is Meowstic, obviously, Icicle Spear. Next up is her Jolteon, goes down to Icicle Spear. Delphox goes down to a Razor Shell. And lastly, Absol goes down to an Icicle Spear. But here's the weird part about it. Her Jolteon and Absol both have quick attack, but she never went for it, despite me obviously being in range for the knockout. Oh well, her stupidity is my benefit. And now it's time to fight the 7th gym leader, Olympia, and this time, I still won the newbies shine. I used Anal the Rotom. I forgot I named it that. Thunderbolt one-shot the Sigilyph, then one-shot the Slowbro, then a two-shot the Meowstic. Yeah, I know, very anticlimactic. And after getting the 7th gym badge, Lysander says he wants to kill everyone in the world because people are ugly. Call it the ugly genocide, or as Turkish people call it, the... Alright, we gotta stop Lysander. First up to me and Chow, Leo Violation Psychic one-shots it. Out comes Pyroar, Focus Blast actually hits and one-shots it. Then next is Honchkrow. I go for Frostbreath, and repeat after me. I one-shot, and last up is Gyarados. His Mega Gyarados. I missed the Focus Splash, which is fair enough. I've been hitting these like a motherfucker lately. Then down goes Violation. I then send in Alaska. I Mega Evolve and hit with the Wood Hammer, then I finish it with a Nice Shard. And just like that, Lysander's beaten by Abominable Snowman and whatever the hell Jinx is. Now that we're done with all the Team Flare bullshit, we can finish up the rest of the run. First up is what I call Rival Bridge. It's where you fight Shauna, Tierno, and Trevor all on the bridge one after another. But here's the thing. At this point, you'll be around the 8th gym level, so you're in the mid to late 50s. They're all in their late 40s, and one Pokemon at like level 51. So you just have like strong neutral move. You almost one-shot all of our Pokemon. Hell, a Pokemon I didn't one-shot here was Trevor's Florges, but it was still an easily dealt with Pokemon. But hey, now that that's out of the way, time for the final gym, which is Wolfric, the Ice-type trainer, which is extremely fitting for the last gym. First up is Zona Bombs to Leo Violation. After he heals us for a bit, I take it out with a couple Blizzards. Next up is Cryogno. Swap to Titan, and I murder that Snowflake with a Gyro Ball. Like, seriously, I probably killed that thing 20 times over with that. And last up is Zone Avalar. I swap back to Violation now, one-shot with Psychic, because that does not know what the fuck a special defense stat is. You know, I like no matter what the challenge is, Wolfric is always a push of like, this guy is never hard no matter what you use. But hey, that's the 8th and final gym badge, and now it's time to end this run. And the first part of that's beating Serena one last time, and Naughty sweeps her again. Set up on a Shell Smash on her Meow, so I can bring down 20 HP with the Psychic, and then I proceed to one-shot all of her Pokemon. First up, Meowstic goes down to an Icicle Spear. Next up is Jolteon, who also goes down to an Icicle Spear. Delphox gets one-shot by a Razor Shell. Altaria gets absolutely obliterated by one hit of Icicle Spear. And then Absol also falls to Icicle Spear. Cloyster OP. Elite Four. Half of them are gonna get to my team. One of them's water, and that's one's dragon, so that's nice. Let's get this shit started. Okay, might as well take out the easy one first. Drasna, the Dragon Mommy, and Violation violates our entire team. Psychic one-shots Control J, and the rest of our Pokemon fall to one Ice Beam. Let's be real, we all saw that coming. On to the next member. And next week, we're going to be facing a Seabolt, the Water-type trainer, who originally I thought was going to be hard, but then I remembered. I have a Rotom named Anal. Thunderbolt one-shot all of his Pokemon. Okay, the two easy ones are out of the way. Now, onto the hard ones. Next week, member is Malva, the Fire-type trainer. First up, Pyro, leading with Naughty, Registeel one-shot. Out comes the Torkoal. I go for Shell Smash, shoots me with the Stone Edge. Registeel takes it out. Next up's our Talonflame, Registeel one-shot. And last up is a Chandelure, say it with me, y'all. Registeel one-shots it. Now, on to the final member. Last but not least, Wickstrom, the Steel-type trainer. First up is Klefki. I lead with the Anal, hit a Will-O-Wisp on it as he goes for Dazzle Gleam. I then finish Klefki off the Thunderbolt. And yes, that was necessary for me to Will-O-Wisp it. Next up is Probopass. I swap to Alaska, tanking a Power Gem. I then set up a Leech, he goes for Flash Cannons. I then start spamming Energy Balls, and I eventually take it out while he does good damage to Alaska with a mix of Flash Cannons and Power Gems. Next up is his Ace, Aegislash. He finishes Alaska with a Sacred Sword. I send Anal back out, and since he's in Blade form, his defenses are so shit, one Thunderbolt takes it out. Last up is his Scizor. I burn it with Will-O-Wisp, and I hit it with a Thunderbolt, then he dies to burn damage. And that was that. Now on to the champion. Now we're at the champion Diantha fight, and Violation is what she does best. Violate. First up, Lucha, Psychic one-shots, and next up is our Tyrantrum. Ice Beam one-shots, and out comes Gudra. Ice Beam one-shots, thanks to the Icicle Plate. Gorgeist comes out, and Ice Beam also one-shots that. Now comes our Aurorus, and Violation hits a Focus Blast and one-shots it. And last up is our Ace Gardevoir, a Mega Gardevoir. I go for Perish Song, guaranteeing her doom. Then Violet goes down to a Shadow Ball after I hit an Ice Beam. I then send a Titan. Diantha spends her last two turns healing her Gardevoir as Gyro Ball brings it down to 1 HP. And that was that. I'm now the champion. You know I probably could have done the whole thing with just Violation, but I didn't go for Perish Song at the end there, but I really wanted to end it with Perish Song. That was so funny to me, killing her Mega Gardevoir with Perish Song. And yeah, what did we learn today? The ice types that are fast and sweepers are really good, and for some reason, Nintendo keeps making them slow and bulky. Anyway, I hope you all enjoy. Like, subscribe, keep your bullshit. I'll see y'all later. Peace, bitches!